Hello, welcome to my daily watercolor painting video, day 13. So I gave myself a challenge to paint for at least 15 minutes every day. So I do these videos every day. And today I will be painting using this book, Watercolor with Love. It's really easy, beginner-friendly book. It has 50 different paintings that you can paint in 5 easy steps. So this is what I will be trying today. I haven't planned anything. I'm just going to look through it and see if anything catches my eye. So I really like this book because it gives you easy steps to follow. But whenever I use books to kind of inspire me to paint something, or I follow some instructions, I often end up making mistakes, and sometimes I don't know why. So I'm hoping that if we paint together and something goes wrong, maybe I can identify what went wrong and why. The more I paint, the easier it is to spot the mistakes and why they happened. Well, especially the reasons why they happened. For example, I remember I painted this one a long time ago, and I really didn't like how it turned out because it ended up being very patchy. It was simply the paint was drying too fast. I was using paper, cellulose paper rather than cotton one. And I was really discouraged because it seems so simple. All you need to do is literally almost like color in a leaf. So I felt like pretty bad about it, but it literally was just wrong paper. And you know, sometimes we tend to internalize our mistakes and think it's our fault when it's literally just maybe wrong paper. So hopefully whatever we do today, we can kind of talk through it. And anyway, I am rambling. let's just look through. You know what, maybe we will start with something super simple. So if we just compare these two, they look fairly similar, but I believe that this one will be easier because I don't have to kind of blend anything here. These sections are, you can kind of continue to paint around it. You end up spending quite a lot of time, so the paint can dry fairly fast. But with this one, I can even see that she used some dry brush technique on some of them, because that's why there's this broken pattern. And another thing, so what I see is important is paler leaves. The back ones are paler, and then when she overlaid them with a bit of a darker paint, a little bit of a stronger, so it gives illusion of depth a little bit. So fairly simple, really process to follow. Let's just see if there's any tips. Leaves are overlapping, sense of depth, literally. Making leaves underneath a little lighter, so basically what I said. Okay, using more water than for the leaves on the top. Right, yeah, because you need more diluted paint for the leaves at the back. Paint on the second layer only when the first one is dry. Yes, also very important, because otherwise they will blend. And there's like a crisp edge. Also, there are also tips on how to do a stroke here, but I think I can start. Right. So I'm not going to use cotton paper because I usually use cotton paper when I'm using wet in wet. This one will be mostly painted, well, will only be painted wet on dry. I don't really need to blend two colors together. Okay, so I'm going to use probably cobalt green, this one. Let's just clean my palette a little bit, wake this up, clean my palette. Where is my tissue? Okay, so I will be using a round brush because it's really good for, sorry, my chair is very squeaky. It's very good for painting foliage. Which one should we use? Maybe number 8. Okay, so I will prepare a fairly pale wash with lots of water. So we're starting with a stem. Can you still see it now? So I'm gonna start with the stem, then start at the top. I usually paint like this as well. Start at the top and then go down. Okay. But don't fill all of them in. Right. Is this a little too pale? I think I need a bit of a bigger puddle. Okay. Now, easy projects can be intimidating when they don't go as we planned. So don't feel discouraged. For example, this is what's happening when you have too much paint on. So I'm just going to mop this up. Right. So I'm just pressing down. Maybe add another one. I think I wanted them just like she did. Not at the same, starting at the same spot, but kind of somewhere further. Now the brush I'm using, it's not very good quality, and I still am not really sure when. I noticed when I use too much paint, it ends up puddling like this. But sometimes it's just hard to decide when you're using too much paint. I guess that's my problem. Okay, I think I'm going to start maybe darkening, but gradually. So I'll just add a little bit more pigment. And a little bit more. Oh, I'm struggling this way, to paint this way, because I'm right-handed. That will do. Let's not overthink it. Again, I'm going to pick it up with the dry brush. Now this hasn't really blended very well, but it's okay. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to paint darker leaves. But so far, I think this is a fairly easy project to do. Okay, so I haven't really waited a very long time because I'm impatient, but I realized I can safely paint on this side. I just want to kind of leave a little bit of space for the other leaf, so maybe somewhere here. I think I need to darken a little bit more. Okay, even darker. Right, let's try here. I'm struggling to paint this way. Okay. Now, because I added the paint now, it just ended up kind of wrong again, so I'm going to have to mop this up. That's a lot of mopping, goodness. So I'm literally just drying my brush on a piece of tissue, and I'm going to add another one, dark one right here. Maybe let this overlap. Actually, let's do this one and overlap, and then another one down here. This will end up being kind of in the same spot. I'll try to maybe. So a simple thing, but still quite a lot of planning. Right, this one ended up not being as dark. I'm going to just darken it a little bit. Okay, what do you think? Not a disaster, I'd say. So this was fun. Let's see if there's anything else interesting we can do today. I mean, there's lots interesting, but I haven't decided what I'm gonna do today, so let's just see what else we have. So there's some more kind of complicated one. There's a bit more drawing to do, and you know, some different colors. Ice creams are generally fairly easy. Should I do an ice cream? This looks fairly simple as well. You know what? Let's just go simple today. Why not? I'm even going to use a page that technically, can No, never mind. I'm going to use a different piece of paper because this is still a bit wet. Right. Sorry, there's a lot of chaos going on my desk. There we go. I found a piece of paper. Don't go anywhere. I'm back. Please stay. And it's a bit dirty. Oh well, never mind. Right, lovely, lovely rose. So, what colors should we use? I think I'm gonna switch the green to a different one. And for the rose, quinacridone magenta maybe. Looks like a lovely color. Okay, so let's see. Looks fairly straightforward. We just paint a rose, add another petal, leave a gap, and yeah. Let's see what else she says. Be careful to leave a white line, yeah, white space. This is to make the bud recognizable, yeah, definitely, because otherwise it's just a blob. The same leaf when the bud is dry. Okay, yes, that is a good idea, but I probably won't wait. You can practice painting individual leaves first. She also leaves space on the leaves, which adds a little bit more. Generally, leaving white space makes the painting a little bit kind of more three-dimensional, just pop out of the page a little bit more. This one, I did kind of leave a little bit of gap here, but because the leaves are so thin, I would have to use a smaller brush to leave the gap. So this is kind of, this one is fairly flat, isn't it? The depth is mostly done by painting darker over the lighter leaves. But in this case, we are using actually the white of the paper to add a bit more interest and make it a little bit more three-dimensional. Right, so it should be fairly straightforward. I'm just going to mix my pink. I am going to mix with the one I have already here, which is, I think, permanent rose, but I don't think it matters. Right, so simply painting like teardrop shape. And then I found it a bit awkward to paint this way, so I'm going to just turn it around very carefully, leave the gap, and overlap it a bit. I went a little bit too far. Oh no! I think it's fine now. I'm just going to tidy it up a little bit, make it a bit thinner. Okay, it is what it is. If I do add a little bit in here, I'm probably going to mess it up because this is already dry. I'm just going to try to blend it a little bit. There we go, not too bad, okay. But I can see now this is also not blended. Right, I am fussing. I'm just going to leave it, don't touch it. Okay, let's switch to, should I use a smaller brush? Perhaps I should use a smaller brush. I haven't really got a good small brush. Maybe let's try this one. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to use this green, but I will mix it with this one a little bit as well. Right, so I'm not going to do this part now because I don't want it to touch my flower. Although I can see it looks pretty dry, but anyway. I'll start with the stem, just trying to make a point on my brush. Nice line down. I think it's a little bit too dark. Hers is much lighter and I think it looks better. But it is what it is. Let's just do the leaves. Leave a gap. Yeah, I don't like my stem. Oh well. So the second one is larger, which I think makes it appear closer. There we go. Why is her so much better? Pointy bits. Okay. And I'll mop it up a little bit here because it's too dark. Okay, not my finest thing, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, I think I'm done for today. I'm not feeling very proud of myself today. Yeah. So I guess that's it. Bye.